Haven't been live in a month of Sundays. I'm gonna wait till some people come in. I know nobody knew I was going live and nobody expected me to go live, so it's probably gonna take a little while for some people to join in, but I'm just gonna start talking until some people come in. Let me wait a little while, just a little short while. While some people join in, it's been so long. In the meantime, let me show you guys what I'm up to. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever joined in. Customs, what's going on? Customs, thank you for joining in, man. I appreciate it. Dawn, DIY Flavor Shack, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in. Guys, everything that I've always wanted is coming to fruition, and I couldn't be more excited. What's going on, Ink City Co? How are you? How are you? Creating with two. How are you? How are you doing? Everybody's rolling in. Gosh, really fast. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Let me show you guys what I'm up to right now. On the MT1501, I got a job to do a bunch of patches. Not too many. These are getting done. I already got these done right here. Just want to show you guys some quality work. Look at all the detail in these patches right here. It's pretty slick. I'm gonna burn the back to get rid of all these little fray edges right here. But everything's looking real good. I just put some freight check around here. When you guys are doing patches, make sure you use some freight check. This acts like glue. It acts like glue. So you put it around the edges and let it dry. You can use a heat gun if you want it to dry fast. And then after it dries, you can use your scissors, your precision scissors, to cut real close. And because you put the freight check on there, the freight check dries up, and just in case you snip one of the threads, it's already glued into place, just so you guys know. It's called freight check. They sell it on Amazon, all right? Just want to tell you guys that. Let me show you guys some more freight check. I got a whole bunch of it right here. Whole bunch of freight check. Make sure you guys keep that if you make patches frequently. I got even more back here. Look, freight check, and they're all full bottles of freight check. So make sure you guys keep that in your stash right here. But guys, I'm the best unis in the building. What's going on, the best uni? How are you? How's everything going? So you see the MT1501 right here running, guys. And in the back of the shop right here, I got DTFs going. Got some DTFs going right there. You can see the head of the DTF printer going back and forth. So yeah, I'm doing all types of stuff today. But guys, I want to talk to you guys about I don't know what to call it. Manifestation. That's what we're gonna call it. Manifestation. I just want to encourage everybody out there who's trying to do whatever they're trying to do, to just keep on trying. Just don't lose sight of what it is that you're trying to accomplish, even when things aren't going your way. Even when, in this instance, for example, if you're in a garment decorating industry, even when you get a piece of equipment and you can't get it to work right, even when you get a piece of equipment and you start a job and then you ran out of thread, and then your order from Amazon is lost, and then your thread keeps on splitting, or you ordered the wrong color. Even when everything is always consistently going wrong every time you try to do anything, never, ever, under no circumstances are you to give up on your dreams, because I can tell you guys stories for days when everything just went wrong when I was trying to do things. And sometimes it got to the point where earlier on, before I learned how to deal with it, it was to the point where I would just walk away and just like quit on that specific thing that I was doing for the day or for the time being, right? But now I'm to the point where when something goes wrong, because things always go wrong, right? So now I'm to the point where when something goes wrong, I take a deep breath, and I was expecting something to go wrong, because something, in most cases, I won't say most cases, I'd say it depends on the job, right? When you're garment decorating, when you're doing a job that you do on a normal basis, if it's repeat business, then things tend to go right because you know how that job goes. But when you're doing consistent different jobs all the time, artwork could be wrong. The color profile, if you're doing DTF, might be wrong from this image to another image. But I want to tell you guys, every time something goes wrong, remember, it's not you. It's not you that's doing anything wrong. It's the devil trying to stop you, trying to stop your shine. Remember this, if things always went right, life would be boring. Life is about ups and downs and hills and valleys and figuring stuff out. And wrong or right or wrong. Every time you try to do something, something always gets in the way, right? You know why? Because that's life. And what matters the most is how you deal with these circumstances and these issues when they come up. If everything was smooth sailing all the time, life would be boring. People would be jumping off of bridges. Example, you got the millionaires out there. Everything is going fine. Everything is great. They don't have a care in the world. Their parents are rich. And these kids are depressed. These adults are depressed. Why? Because life is boring. There's nothing to do. There's no challenges, right? So being as though some of us might be in situations where times are hard, right? When times are hard and you're figuring things out, that means you're living. That means you're living. And when you stop trying to figure things out, you're dying, right? So it's definitely worth the struggle. It's definitely worth the effort. It's definitely worth figuring things out when stuff goes wrong, getting things to go right. Because when you figure out those problems, not only are you empowering yourself, but you're figuring out the issues that you can then help others figure out so they can have an easier time. And that's why we're all here. We're all here to help each other out so that the next person can have an easier time. Case in point, when scientists and when people figure things out in the medical industry, they document it, they write it down, and then the next generation can build off of that technology. That's why all this is created. That's why we have bridges and airplanes, and that's why it's important to study how the wheel was invented, how electricity was invented, AC versus direct current, right? How it works. All that is documented for us so that when it's time for Tesla to jump in there and build an electric car, he has all the information because people left that for him. And that's why we have to share information with each other, because if we don't, everybody's going to be starting from square one, and life is never going to get easier for the generations after us. So when things go wrong, it's not because you're doing anything. It's because things are supposed to go wrong. Things are always supposed to go wrong because that's part of life. Right? Let me read some of you guys' comment real fast. The devil doesn't win. The devil never wins. I always say that. I said, every time something goes wrong, I take a deep breath and I figure it out, and then I get it going again. And I say, not today. I swear, inshallah, right hand up to God. I always say, not today, devil. You ain't getting me today. Oh no, you not. And look, this design is done right here. And now I'm going to add some freight check to it. Let me tell you guys something, right? When I first started, see how rough this is? When I first started, the stitches were going loose. And right up here, I noticed that one of the threads was going in and the other thread behind was out. As soon as I corrected it, it got smoother up top. It got smoother. You can't really tell on camera. Actually, it's right here. It's right here. This was the one where it got bumpy right here, the first one. And then when I corrected it, it got smooth again right here. All right. So, yeah. So I'm going to take this off right now. And we're going to put some freight check on it. I'm going to show you guys how to apply freight check. It's real easy. It's not rocket science. Gosh, why is this stuck? Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Let me get this out. It's a two-hand deal. Clearly. Got it out. So, let me read some more comments. Never enough money. Never enough money. You can never make too much, right? But just remember, don't lose sight of while you're working, and don't get lost in trying to chase this cash, because there's an abundance of cash. We don't have enough life to acquire all the cash that there is. So just try to figure out what it is that you're working for, what it is you're trying to get. And once you get to that point, You have to learn to try to be content with what you have, because if you're never content, you're never going to sit down and be happy and take a trip and do something and enjoy some of the fruits of your labor. You cannot get caught up in chasing more and more and more and more and more and more. That's not life. We gotta sometimes take a step back and enjoy. Set a goal. Okay, this is enough house for me. This is fine. Look around you. Appreciate your loved ones. Appreciate your friends. Appreciate your family. Appreciate the little that you do have, or the abundance that you do have, and stop chasing all the time. At some point in time, you have to say, okay, what am I doing it for, right? And when you have enough, I encourage everybody to really consider, when you have enough, when life is comfortable for you, start trying to help somebody else's situation. Start trying to help somebody else's life so that they won't have such a hard time. And I promise you, you'll find more fulfillment in that than anything that you can do for yourself. Because these materialistic things that we work for, they mean nothing, right? It's nice to have a nice car. It's nice to have some nice shoes. It's nice to have some nice clothes and live in a nice house. But what's really, really nice and what really makes you feel good on the inside is what matters. And I think, even though there are some crazy people out here, some evil people out here, those evil people, I bet you, it feels just as good inside when they do something good for somebody else, right? Just like every time I make a video and some of you guys, really get used to, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was looking for. Oh my gosh, this helped me out so much. I was searching all day for this, and now this video had exactly what I was looking for. Thank you so much. That makes me feel good, right? The YouTube check is okay. It's okay. It's good. It was the YouTube check was better a few years ago, right? Now it's just okay to me, right? It's just okay. And I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm trying to make a point that now that I've achieved and I'm able to do for myself with the things that I've acquired, right? What I thought I worked so hard for and wanted, it's not that it doesn't matter anymore. It's just that I want to do other things, right? I want to, get other people up on this, up on the same level, or the same, give people the same opportunities or similar opportunities, right? But you got to understand that I wasn't given this, and you're not going to be given this, right? You're going to watch videos, you're going to go on your journey, and you're going to learn what you want to, what you can ingest, right? You're going to learn it, but it's up to you to put in the legwork, to put in the labor to actually implement these strategies and these tips and these techniques with these different pieces of equipment, so you can accomplish your own destiny. Everybody doesn't want the same thing. Everybody wants something different. So it's up to you to put forth your effort so that you can bring into fruition your reality and what you want out of this situation, or whatever situation you might be trying to accomplish, right? So yeah, guys, it's I just want to, I just wanted to come on here and say, man, everything I work hard for, I'm glad I never stopped. Because now it's like I'm sitting right here and I'm looking around and I'm like, yo, I got more business than I can handle. And it's pretty dope. It's a pretty dope feeling. I got more business than I can handle. And I got projects that I started today that are going to go on in tomorrow and the day after that. And I got DMs and I got emails for customers asking for things, and I couldn't ask for anything more. You know what I mean? And it's really, really, I'm really appreciative of it. And I'm lost for words. You know what I mean? It took me a while to get here. But I want to tell you guys that if you say that you are something and you set out to do something, it takes a process. It takes a certain time period for you to become that something. You understand what I'm saying? It takes, some growth. I appreciate that, Dawn. It takes some growth, and it takes some time for you to learn the necessary skills that it takes to actually become that something, so that when you get what you're trying to work towards, that you're able to do it and do it really well, to the point that, it's not stressful to you. You know what I mean? Because if everything falls in your lap when you ask for it, it's going to be stressful for you because you don't have the processes in place to do things. So enjoy the process. Enjoy the process of growth. Enjoy the learning stages. Enjoy the struggles that come with it. And it's all the setup so that when you get to the other side, things will be that much smoother for you and you won't stress. Imagine if, say I can give, I just, was able to give 10 people everything that I had in the studio. I'm able to give 10 people everything I have in the studio. About that, accidentally my iPhones, Hypothetically speaking, say I can give 10 people in the audience everything I have in the studio, and you just land here in the studio. Would you be able to handle it? In the comments, would you be able to handle it? Would you know what to do with it? Would you be able to keep up with the bills? Would you be able to keep up to work all the machines? Would you be able to do it if it just fell flat in your lap? All this in the comments right now. Let me hear what you guys got to say about that. 10 people. Exactly. You got the embroidery machines, you got the DTG machines, you got the DTF machines, you got the inventory, you got this, you got the phone ringing, you got the laser cutter, you got that, you got the sewing machine. Would you be able, some people might be able to handle it, but would the majority of people be able to handle it right now? Because half of the people right now that are trying, that are working towards it, you can't handle what you have right now. And you might only have a Silhouette Cameo and a Brother SE600 single needle machine. And you can't handle it. When I say you can't handle it, I don't mean you can't use the machine and you can't apply the machine. What I mean is that there's different aspects of not being able to handle it. Like, for example, if you have the machines and you can work the machines, but you're not able to get consistent business, that's part of not being able to handle it, right? If you can get consistent business, but you can't operate the machines right, that's part of not being able to handle it. So there's different parts of not being able to handle it. So you have to work all the avenues of not being able to handle it so that when it does happen, you're able to handle it. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? You would try your best, but sometimes the effort just isn't good enough. There's, hey, I gave my best shot, and then there's reality, right? There's I'm going to do it. There's, hey, and this is me, for example. I used to be the fastest 400 hurdler in the 110 hurdler nation. Yes, facts. A-Dubb, Alan Wade. I used to be the fastest 400 hurdler and 110 hurdler in the nation. Now, somebody can challenge me to a foot race right now that never ran track, and in my mind, I can do it, right? In my mind, but my, how old am I? 43-year-old body, right? Then the reality when I go try to do it and I take the first 10 steps and my hamstring pulls up and I end up on the floor, the reality kicks in, right? So you can say I would try my best, but then there's reality. The reality is there's a lot of complications about this machine that you haven't figured out. There's a lot of complications about managing a bunch of orders at the same time that you haven't been able to figure out yet. There's a bunch of complications in inventory. There's a bunch of complications in this DTF machine that you haven't figured out. There's a bunch of complications that trying your best is not going to be good enough. You know what I mean? It's not going to be good enough. So there's hypothetical and then there's reality. So the reality is everything that you guys are doing, every struggle that you guys are going through, every, oh my gosh, it's not going right, oh my gosh, I can't get business, oh my gosh, every single thing is setting you up for success. And those that are able to navigate through those things and keep track of what they're trying to get will get there. I promise you guys. You guys, that's why I like my channel so much, because I literally documented every single thing from when I first bought my Silhouette Cameo, right? And when I first did my first design, I documented every single thing. You guys see everything. You guys even see before I had a Cameo what I was doing before then, up to doing music and stuff. You guys see everything. Back when I was just vlogging, making regular vlogs before garment decorating. So you guys have every single thing, so you can go back and look at the path so you guys know that what I'm saying is not BS, right? Because if I can do it, what makes me so special? What makes me so different than you guys? There's only one thing, right? There's only one thing, and it's nothing special because anybody can do it. You guys just have to keep on trying no matter what goes wrong. Keep on trying. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, right? Yeah, you wouldn't give up. And that's good. That's good that you wouldn't give up. But the reality is, you know, when you have overhead, not giving up is not enough. Because when there's a bill due at the end of the month, telling the bill collector that I'm not gonna give up is not good enough. And that's another case of there's hypothetical and then there's reality, right? The reality is when you put yourself in certain situations, you have obligations, you have responsibility, and you have to be prepared for these responsibility, right? So I'm gonna try as hard as I can. I wouldn't give up. That's great, and that's all really, really important. But the journey is the most important part. The journey and what you learn along the way is the most important part of all of this. So, guys, enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. Know that everybody goes through a process, and you go through the process for a reason, because the process is setting you up so that when you get to the point where you want to get to, you're able to handle it, right? You're able to handle it. So that's all I want to let you guys know on today's little rant, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'm just wrapping up my day. It's I thought I was going to get out of here early, like 5:30, but I said, you know what? Let me just get a few more things done and I like to not let things run into the next day, but at this point I have no choice, which is a beautiful thing. I'm about to put some freight check on these designs right here, and I'm going to take them home and I'm going to cut them out, and then I'm going to ship them out in the morning for my client and ship out some DTFs for him of this design too. Before I leave here, I'll make those, and that's it, guys. So yeah, hard work and dedication, that's right. Well, you got your gift. Yes, indeed. I feel you. I've been watching you for a while now, and I see I have learned so much from you. And I've learned a lot from you guys too. So, you know what I mean? I've learned, look at this right here. I have a business, 10 employees, million in volume, been starting over 3 years now, still couldn't handle it. See, prime example right there. Shout out to Dawn, DIY Flavor Shack, you know, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm learning this whole employee thing and trying to. Is this moving? Hold on. Yes, it is. Okay, just making sure. Okay, I'm learning this whole employee thing and trying to be a better boss so that I can give my people opportunities. And right now, I'm so excited because Loveland, from the bottom of my heart, I'm excited for her. Loveland is now ready to cut her hours, and she's ready to. I feel like she's ready to move on, and it's weird, but I'm excited for her. I talked to her today. I said, "Hey, are you gonna be all right? So you can pay your bills and stuff." She said, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Good. That's awesome." So I'm excited for what's gonna happen, and I'd like to think that part of her growth was seeing me struggle and try to figure out how to, work with her. You know what I mean? So she knows what to expect. So she's better prepared for when she goes on to the next level, because she's about to go on to that next level. And I'm going to bring somebody else up in here. So Loveland just left a couple like an hour ago or so. She gets off at 6. And yeah, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. So I'll talk to you guys on our next video. And guys, let me tell you, don't give up on yourselves. You guys got this. All right? All right. Peace.